God, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh,
God Yahweh,
Hashem, Hamashiach,
Hashem,
Yahushua.
Mashiach, Yahushua.
Go ahead and get started off proper like brothers and sisters see the title. We're going to go ahead and get started popping off the title. You love them, but they hate you. You love them, but they hate you. We see a lot of our people. There's a lot of strong coons, strong and mighty coons, man. That's just they just love their oppressors, man. They just love their people, the enemy. And I really should have brought something in on that. Really, I got a little clip, but I got a few clips I want to show brothers and sisters. I got a clip I want to kind of jump into right now to just kind of get it going. It's an old video, but sometimes the old ones are sometimes the best ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it. Give me just a second. Shalom family coming in. If y'all brothers can check the comments out while I don't know if comments will be coming in, but try to help me out on that end. All right, we're gonna go ahead. Can y'all see it? Okay, Con. We're gonna go ahead and get it going. This one. Jill Scott National Anthem 2023.
Oh, say, can you see by the blood in the street?
I want to stop it right here real quick because I want us to understand this is 2023, man. So people are not ignorant to the conditions that we're going through. They still see this. They still see what it was I think there was a lynching last year. I don't know if it was Tennessee. I can't remember roughly recalling. But people aren't ignorant to the pain that black people are going through. Black people, we are not ignorant. But you still have some that are cooning for the white man, cooning for the other nations to try to kumbaya us all together collectively. So I'm going to try not to stop it, but there's some strong points that need to be made because this isn't just, these are situations that we're going through right now. And this is why she's bringing this out. This is why the song is even made. So if y'all brothers want to make a point, let me know. I'll pause it. But I want to.
Salakia.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was somebody I knew personally that got lynched a few years ago. Yeah, it puts like you hear about somebody getting killed or something, but hearing somebody getting lynched, like that put a whole different spirit out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, still happen.
And we know who doing it. We know who good at and who love to lynch people. It's not our people. That's our nightmare. So we know it ain't us.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, everybody know it was a group of white boys. We got an echo.
Let's meet up, I guess.
But ain't nobody went to jail.
When it comes to lynchings, they rarely do. They don't even go look for them because they know it was 8 people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they upped the score.
God, I'm gonna keep it going. Actually, I'm gonna wind it back a little bit.
Shalom, everybody that's tuning in. You already know what we're going over. Don't do it. Don't go out there and pop them fireworks. No, you don't see it in the law, but hey, you are committed to come out of the world. So let that be good enough for you. Salakia, go ahead.
Salakia.
So like right before you just start that, I just want to let me back off what Tahawam just said. And I want to say this because I want brothers and sisters to be reminded that this racism is still a very real thing. And I've seen somebody I didn't see somebody get lynched, or I don't know nobody that got lynched personally, but I have seen a noose and it was bloody as if somebody got lynched on there. And it was on these in Tulsa, you got a certain Tulsa is on the border of a place called Turley, right? So North Tulsa and Turley, they kind of right next to each other. And Turley apparently used to be a very prejudiced town. Now, when I was like 7 or 8 years old when I seen the noose, it was a bloody noose. We called the police. Well, the people I was with, I was just a kid, but they, the police came and looked at it, and they told us to our face that, oh, it's probably just a hoax, it's probably just a prank, it's nothing to worry about, and they sent us on our way. But it was a noose, you know what I'm saying, and it was bloody. And it was just like, y'all gonna see in this video, she describing how they was pulling, y'all gonna see, but it's just like the lady described, the lynching. That's how they had it set up. But the police told us it was probably just a prank. But they still lynching people in Oklahoma. It's very real. So don't think it's a thing of the past, Salakia.
And that 2024, 2025 election coming up is going to encourage more people to start coming out and showing their true colors. Make America great again, because we already know what's going to happen. We know Trump is going to win. It don't make no sense kind of for him not to win, considering who he's going up against. But I can tell you some of my personal experiences just in Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, right? And I know we got people that don't live in states that have what's called sundown towns, right? Tahawami does a good job of explaining it and going into it. Sundown towns is basically towns that's populated by white people, and you cannot. What is it? How do I say this? They don't want you to be. I don't want to say that.
Nigga, don't let the sun go down.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what
You can't be there when that sun go down.
Don't be there when the sun.
You ain't allowed.
they have signs posted that say that.
Before you
And
get
I'm like 15 minutes south of me is a town called Henrietta, Oklahoma. It's I think it's where they hold one of the biggest Klan rallies there. But they recently took maybe 30 years ago took that sign down. So yeah.
I used to live in Collinsville. I was a firefighter in Collinsville, and there's some of the experiences that I had there. It was pretty wild. It was like something that you would see out of a movie, where I was doing first responder classes. I had to ride my bike to EMT, to the ambulance, department, just to do classes and stuff. And while I was riding my bike, they're like, "Go back to where you come from, nigger. Go back to where," they're out of the house yelling at me while I'm riding my bike to do first responder classes. And then I get to the chief of the department, fire department, and I didn't say anything to him. But he was like, "If you experience anything in the department, let me know. But if it's anything outside of the department, there's nothing I can do." And I was like, okay, dang, okay. So that was crazy. I just seen that lightning. So another situation to where we got a call at night in the fire truck, me and another dude going on this call, and there's this place called Karen's Country Kitchen, and it's spelled with a K, K, K. Karen is spelled with a K, country is spelled with a K, kitchen, K. And the lights are off in this restaurant. We're driving by this restaurant. The lights are off in this restaurant, but there's candles in the restaurant, and there's people around the candle. Very creepy, man. It was very creepy, man. It was very creepy. I'm like, what's going on? And yeah, the firefighter that was with me, he made some kind of joke to try to lighten the mood, but that was some crazy stuff, man. There's a lot of crazy stuff down there, down here in Oklahoma.
Oh
to
yeah.
say the least. But I'm gonna rewind it. Listen, did y'all brothers have something else?
Yeah, I was just gonna add on what Thawam said. You know, I had a family member, you know, that was killed by some white folks. He was marrying one. He was gonna be the mayor until, you know, he had killed my cousin, and it made an uproar in my hometown, you know, in Eudora, and because they killed him because he was dating his daughter. They hog tied him and they threw him into a pool where they found him like days or weeks later. And this was about like, man, I say it had to be like early 05 to 07, somewhere up in that time period. And town ain't been the same since then, because, you know, since then they don't have I'm gonna just say this much, they don't have too many white people that trying to run the town now. And they've been just in corruption ever since. But for the most part, I can say about it is people trying to come together now, but it still ain't gonna never be right, because he still never got brought to justice. I mean,
Yeah. So this is 2024. So these things are still going on. For people to be like maybe in New York, and you know, people might not think that these things are still going on, but we are living proof that these things are still going on today, to this very day. So, like the title says, you love them, but they hate you. So this is a reminder. As a matter of fact, let me get Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 7.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7. Remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will shew thee, thy elders, and they will tell thee. When the Most High divided the nations, their
That's all I want. So remember the days. Our fathers and our forefathers will let you know what these people that are around us are like. And this is something for you to take heed of. I got a video that's going to show you this lady and how she explains her experience with a lynching. And just take a look at her face, man, when we go into it. But I want to finish this out because this is a very, very good, very, very good one. So let's say, remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations, ask thy father, and they will tell you. So our fathers, our grandfathers, our grandmothers, they've experienced these things. They're not going to hold back. They're not going to hold back. You know, they'll let you know. God. What to say? I remember. It's lucky. I remember.
So like that's me posting them. Just
okay. God.
you want me to read them?
Yes, sir.
Con, it says, this is Shalev. She said, I remember riding on a bus and being told to duck down in the seats passing through Henrietta.
Oh man,
Henrietta is known as the KKK capital. That's where David Duke go and all of the generals, the captains go. They had this big old meeting on what's the next move.
So sis, you sound like you from Oklahoma, or are you still in Oklahoma? So, shalom, man. Be safe out here. Gotta be safe.
That's the house.
That's my rig.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, Khan, shalom, sis. All praises. Yes, sir. Be safe. Khan, so yeah, they will tell you, man. They will let you know how these people really are that's around us. But nevertheless, I want to continue on.
Can you see? place doesn't smile.
I want to say this too real quick, Salakia. I want to say this too real quick because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of our own people that are called coons that will coon for the other nations. They will take their side instead of your side. And my theory is just because they never experienced the things that we are explaining. They never felt this. But the crazy thing about it is that they shouldn't have to, because they should see what's going on in the media with our people being gunned down in the streets. Tamir Rice, all of these people being just mistreated. You know what I'm saying? Like just completely mistreated. But a lot of times our people will coon for the other nations because they've never experienced it. And we're telling you, it's going to be, now I can't say that we don't experience it here in Oklahoma, meaning we don't experience coons here, because we do. We do experience coons here. And I ain't got no excuse for them, because I say like, it's pretty plain in your face. Like if you ain't seen it, you just got your eyes closed. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, there are people that will take these videos, these same videos, and turn them around and try to blame us like we are the victim, or we are the to be blamed. Why are you complaining? You know what I'm saying? It's 2024. Quit complaining, because we're still going through this, right? And it's sad that some of our own people will do that. Go ahead.
Salakia. Not only that we're still going through it, but we're dealing with the 4th of July right now. And a lot of people justify that, like the captain said, to uphold the 4th of July. And that's going back to 1776. So that same thing applies to you. Why are we still upholding 1776? And when you look into the Declaration of Independence, it doesn't speak about slavery. We know that. But through their silence of us still being in slavery, they condone into slavery. Like when you go into the history of it, 1776, we were still slaves, right? Of course. We was so-called freed in 1865. Bro, that is 89 years later after the Declaration of Independence. Come on, man. So in between that time, you had the Dred Scott versus Sanford case. And that is where the 3/5 compromise, where blacks was considered 3/5 of a human being. This is in between 1776 and 1865 where this was going on. Straight up, man. And you know, Thomas Jefferson, he the one that signed the Declaration of Independence. But guess what? You can Google this right now. Thomas Jefferson had the most slaves that a president have ever had. He had 600 slaves. So what does that tell you, man? I just wanted to add that though, Captain.
Beautiful facts. Beautiful. We're going to continue on.
All you colored child, whose blood built this land, with sweat and their hands. But you'll die in this place, and your memory reigns. Oh, say, does this truth hold anyway? This is not the land of the free.
Hey, let me get Lamentations real quick.
Hey, she took her time singing that. I know you realize that, but she wants you to understand. Like, so, like, what'd you call for? Lamentations, what?
Uh,
Our eyes have yet failed.
yeah.
All right, Con. So this is Lamentations 4:17. It says, "As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us."
And that's
It
what
says,
we're going.
Slakia.
So that's what we're going through. Let me get there with you real quick. Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17. We are looking for a nation that cannot save us. We still got our people voting like it's going to make a change or a difference. Asking you, like, are you registered to vote? Like it's going to make a difference. We know it's not. We're still looking for a nation that cannot save us. So it's vain hope. This is vain that we are still trying to look for this America. Like what, Hurricane Katrina, there was so many people of our people just dying in the at the stadium in the floods. And what was the what do you say? Huh? FEMA, they were saying that they couldn't. What was the Bushy said that, I forgot what was his excuse. He was something like he couldn't find it or something like that. The reason why they couldn't save. Crazy stuff, man. It's just crazy stuff. Like they're not trying to save you. They don't like you. I don't understand why our people aren't getting this. They're not understanding that these people don't have your best interest at heart. Captain, did you have something?
I was gonna keep going.
So I get.
Go ahead.
I was listening to this one brother on Clubhouse on how he kind of segued into becoming an Israelite, and he was talking about that situation with the hurricane, and he was, a regular African American like the rest of us was, and it was him and his son, I believe, sitting on top of a housetop, waiting for somebody to come save him, and he kept seeing, white people just go on. They pass by and they just go help their own. They pass by and they just go help their own. And then at that moment, he kind of realized that, how naive he was being until one of his own people came and got him, So it's like our people ain't going to get it until they got to see it themselves, unfortunately.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they'll hold hands with you right now. They'll sing with you right now. They'll chill with you right now. But when it's time to get down through there, that's when our people gonna be like, damn, you was right. And it's like, come on, man, it's too late for that though.
Mm-hmm.
We trying to build now, but you wasn't really trying to build. But I got a precept whenever you finish Captain the Bar.
God, it says, Lamentations 4:18. It says, "They hunt our steps, that we cannot go in the streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come." And we know this is talking about Babylon, when they was getting ran through in Babylon. The Most High warned them; they didn't listen. So now you have a letter called Lamentation, which is to mourn, of Jeremiah and Baruch, explaining what's going on. So they're showing that this is nothing new. Israel always ran to the heathen for help, man, thinking that they can save us, and they can't, man.
Malachi, can you go to Isaiah? Go to Isaiah 59 and 6.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 59 and verse 6. Their webs shall not become garments, neither shall they cover themselves with their works. Their works are works of iniquity, and the act of violence is in their hands.
So it says that it said, mute up for me, Malachi, because it's going to be an echo. It says, neither shall they cover themselves with their works. Their works are works of iniquity. right? So I'll pull that out for this reason right here. Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. This is what our people try to do. We try to take covering of the iniquity and the works of America, the works of Babylon, right? Following this damn beast system, right? The Most High God said, woe to the rebellious children, meaning destruction to the rebellious children. And it's finna go into how we leaned into Egypt so much. Our people always look for other nations to save us, just like Captain Nabar said. Verse 2, it says that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked in my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. That's the one thing the Most High God does not like, is us trusting in another nation before us trusting in him. What always comes behind that is strict punishment. Strict punishment. Verse 3, it says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. And it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same thing that happens here in America. Your trust in Biden is going to be a shame. Your trust in damn Donald Trump is going to be your shame. Your trust in America is going to be your shame. You're going to be confounded in that day, when that day comes. When you're in a life or death situation and you reach out your hand to the American and he kind of look down on you. Move your damn hand, and he go choose his own people. They can have this facade of we're all Americans they want. They can have that facade. Yeah, you know, we're all red, white, and blue Americans, and we're all human. They can have that facade. But in nature, what happens naturally, you're gonna be with your people. That's just what it is. All birds are not the same birds. Some birds eat fruit, some birds eat damn meat. You're not gonna see the fruit bird hanging with the vulture. That's just not what's going to happen. You don't see a lion chilling with a domesticated cat. That's not how it works. So we're all going to go and be with our own people. I'm going to jump down to verse 7 and I'm going to stop. It says, for the Egyptians shall help in vain and to no purpose. Therefore have I cried concerning this. Their strength is to sit still. This is the other nation's strength, is to sit the hell still. That's the best thing they can do. Sit still and get out the way. But these other nations, they're going to help in vain. When you go out and looking for these Edomites to save you, you go out looking for these Asians to save you, and you're not calling on the name of the Lord, you're looking for it in vain. Our people weren't celebrating damn 4th of July. Like, yeah, we gained our independence. No, you're celebrating the independence of the nation that took your independence. Meditate on that. But Salakia, y'all got it. I'm bad.
Salakia. Got a precept to go with that. We got an echo. All right, come. All right, so this is Isaiah 13, verse 14. And it shall be as the chase roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee everyone into his own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. So the example Aaron used of Hurricane Katrina, that's just a individual crisis. Just imagine when the whole world's in crisis. You know, and it says everyone that is found shall be thrust through. Who's going to do the thrusting? It's people that have their mind made up. The majority of the people aren't going to be straddling the fence. It's going to be ignorant Jake that's going to be straddling the fence. They even have an article, one of these like right-wing groups, they pretty much had a system set up. They say the ones that are straddling the fence, they're going to create a situation to where, you know, they're going to make their mind up. So hey, it's the time to refrain from joining together. But that's all I got.
Precept.
Hey, and it's already like It's already like that right now, man. When you dealing with just Google the Phineas Brotherhood. Google them, and it's gonna take you down a big old rabbit hole, and it's gonna show you that there's already white people, mercenaries, marauders. They already ready, and they not gonna go after their own people. They gonna come looking for Jake, man, because it's more of a conscience thing. Like they feel more consciously to kill Jake than their own people. But I got one too. This is I was actually about to bring that out the Hawam, the water. So now I only got this Sirach 13 and 16. It says, all flesh consorted according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. It says, what fellowship have the wolf with the lamb? So the sinner with the godly. What agreement is there between the hyena and a dog? And what peace between the rich and the poor? As the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor. So there you have it, man. Like, and this is the precept to go with Isaiah chapter 13. You'll show you there's going to be a point in time where everybody have to go back to their own kind. Everybody. I don't care if you a Jake woman married to an Edomite or Edomite married to, it's going to be a point in time, whether that's in Jacob's trouble, the great tribulation period, or Matthew 25, where Yahweh Shah Mashiach separate the sheep from the goats, man. It's going to come a time, though, where we all be separated from each other. But Salakia, go ahead.
All right, I got this the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 4. It say, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. So when you're doing this so-called coming out of her, right, from a spiritual standpoint, you got to put away the philosophies that this place have taught you. Like, for example, that we all in this together kind of spirit with the heathens. That ain't how our forefathers was getting down. That's not a Hebrew Israelite understanding. That's not a biblical understanding, right? Our forefathers knew what's up. That's why they wrote things like never trust your enemies, so on and so forth. That's why in the law, the Most High God called the other nations our enemies. This is an understanding that we had as a people. All of this, we all in this together. You need to just put the hatred behind you, and thinking that white people being racist is a thing of the past and that everybody should love everybody. That is not biblical, and it's something you was taught by your enemies. They teaching you to love everybody. Meanwhile, they hate you. You see what I'm saying? So that's something that you have to come out of. You can't, and I'm going to use a strong language right here. This is a quote, right? This is something my granddad used to tell me. You got to pull your head out your ass. You got to wake up and smell the coffee. These people hate you. Stop. They the enemy. That's just what the Most High said. They are your enemy. So like you for being long-winded. I'm going to leave it at that.
God, hey, you want to bring that precept out, Cap?
Which one?
The comment.
The comment? What you speaking about?
God. Say Ecclesiasticus chapter 12 and verse 10.
Oh, Salakia, I got you. Right. Sirach 12 and 10, it says, never trust thine enemies, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Okay. Let me get I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. Pretty much staying on point 2, because the title is you love them but they hate you. So brother brought out a precept in Sirach chapter 12, never trust your enemy. And this is what we have to understand, that we today still have enemies. And the one reason why we still have coons and people that love their enemies is because of this. Let me get that in Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 7.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
A gift destroyeth the heart. They're like, he's not so bad because we got a stimulus check, or they got certain benefits, they got certain privileges. They see that you have a so-called quote unquote black president. So, hey, you know, they're not so bad. The gift has destroyed your heart. It has put a blinder on you. You have been blinded and you have been deceived. What does it say in Isaiah? Say that we have putrefying sores. I'm talking about like we have wounds that have not been healed. We are a people that's been breached. We are a broken people. We have not healed from slavery. We still have serious and severe issues that we're going through. We gotta heal, and this is what the Most High God is doing by having men come together and going out and teaching our people about their true identity. Let me get that in Isaiah chapter 1. Before I do that, God, the water cap. Let me get this real quick, because this video has to be seen, man. We got to see this video. Our people have to see the things that we went into. Now, it's not graphic. You don't get to see nothing graphic. You're just gonna hear her explain her her experience. She's going to explain her experience that she went through of a lynching. 29 seconds long.
He reached up to get hold of the rope to keep it from choking him.
I hope y'all heard that. I'm going to rewind a little bit more. We're going to go back to it. She's explaining that he's being hung and he reached up the rope, grabbed the rope that was choking him, right?
He reached up to get hold of the rope to keep it from choking him. So they let him down and broke his arms.
They let him down and they broke his arms. Remind you, she's experiencing this. Pay close attention to her face while she's telling the story and afterwards.
So he couldn't hang on to the rope. They pulled him up again as we went by.
Hold on. I'm gonna leave it right there. After y'all heard that, after y'all heard the story, this is what we've experienced. This is what they had postcards, still in their families with the the rebel flag with the they might even have a Ku Klux Klan hat or garment, you know what I'm saying, with the postcard. But these postcards still amongst these families today. It's not like they threw them away. They didn't get rid of these stuff. This is family. So when you see a lynching and you see that child smiling and pointing at the black man or a black woman hanging, this is the face. This is that face right there. She's not sad about the situation. She doesn't seem remorseful. She's kind of pleased about it. She's got a little smirk, a little happiness. This is what we went through. This needs to be addressed, right? They don't like you, man. They only want you to serve them. As a matter of fact, man, I have a lot of videos of white folks and black folks I'm talking about old black and white videos of them explaining, you know what I'm saying? They're addressing us as niggers. They're not addressing us as Negroes or African Americans, the films, this is just how they commonly spoke. The niggas, we have good relationships with the niggas. That's kind of how they would speak in these videos. I have these videos. These videos are out there, man. You know what I'm saying? So our people haven't been healed. Let me get that Isaiah since I'm talking about it. Isaiah chapter 1. And I think I won't. I guess we can get straight to the point. Let's start at verse 5 and 6. 6 is the point. 5 and 6.
This is Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 5. Why should ye be stricken anymore? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart faint.
Right. The whole head is sick and the whole heart is faint. Go ahead.
From the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it.
No soundness in it. We are sick. We need to be made whole. Go ahead.
But wounds and bruises and purifying sores that have not been closed, neither bond up, neither mollified with ointment.
Right. So we haven't been healed. We haven't been taken care of. And this is what these lessons are about. Being taken care of. Seeing what we went through. Talking about it. Going through it. That's therapy. That's counsel. That's what that is. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that we have to continuously go into, continuously talk about it. Even though we might have heard it before, this is healthy for you to go through it and go over it again to see what we experienced. Okay. Let's see. I got one more video. Hey, if y'all brothers had anything y'all want to add to it, feel free.
Studied your history and you did not take over this country. Studied your history and you did not take over this country by singing "We Shall Overcome." You did not gain control of the world like you have it now by dealing fairly with a man and keeping your word. You're treaty breakers, you're liars, you're thieves. You're liars, you're treaty breakers, you're thieves. He knows this. This Edomite, this white guy, he understands where he's coming from. It's just a barber talking about his experience in America. He understands that he's right. He knows what's going on. All right, rewind a little bit. The world like you have it now by dealing fairly with a man and keeping your word. You're treaty breakers, you're liars, you're thieves, you rape entire countries. Hey, what's that scripture say? There's no uprightness in them. They are crooked. You know what I'm talking about?
What can make straight?
Con, yeah, can you get that for me, Baba? Sure.
I got a precept after.
Okay, Con.
Ecclesiastes 7 and 13. Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 13 and 14. Consider the work of God, for who can make that straight which he had made crooked?
Right. So who can make straight which God has made crooked? These people are crooked. These people are wicked. They are twisted. They are warped, deranged. They are perverted. It even tells you that in the scriptures that Esau is perverted, man. He is wicked. He is twisted, right? His mind, his consciousness. This is not a people to follow after. This is not wise for you to follow after these people. Go ahead.
It says, in the day of prosperity be joyful, but in the day of adversity consider. God also has set the one over against the other, to the end the man should find nothing after him. But that was it.
Is that the one? That's not the one. Is that the one? Read it for me again at the top. That might be it.
It says, consider the work of God, for who can make that straight which he had made crooked.
Okay, Con. So these people, man, they are a crooked people, man. They are a wicked people, and they cannot be made straight. As much as brothers and sisters might want to make them out to be, or try to convince them that they're okay, or convince us that they're okay, they're not. They're not okay. We're going to keep going on this video. Oh, Slucky, Aharon, go ahead, King.
Kind of like Buddy going into, He said they're covenant breakers, so on and so forth, or treaty breakers, I should say. I'm sorry. This is Psalms 55:20. It says, He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than oil, were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. This is this is just the tactic of the white man, right? This is just his tactic. He'd kind of look at you, shake your hand, tell you everything you want to hear. But it's all lies. It's all lies at the end of the day, right? They've been doing this for generation and generation, and they keep pulling the wool over our people's eyes. They slew the Native Americans and celebrated it through Thanksgiving, and now Native Americans celebrate Thanksgiving.
Madness.
They were killing our people right now, not right now, I'm sorry, but back in the day in 1776, while they were celebrating Independence Day with fireworks, you were in chains. You were in chains. That's what happened. They smile and look at you and tell you everything is fine, but it's crazy. Me and Mahar was watching the video. We was actually watching Bishop Nathaniel, and he was going over how how they actually made slaves, and they went over that our people knew, the common men knew they were not made to be slaves. They had to teach them that. It was something they went through called the seasoning process, and they had seasoned slaves season the other slaves, right? And it was all psychological. It was all psychological. And that same psychological seasoning process is still going on today. The white man's not bad. You blame the white man for everything, and this, that. What kind of coon argument is that? Oh, you just one of the brothers that blame the white man for everything and this, that, and the third. Well, okay, first off, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be in America. I wouldn't even be here. That's just one. I wouldn't even be in America. I would be probably back in Africa or in Jerusalem or some. I wouldn't be in America. But they love to argue and defend them as if they were holy or if they did anything remotely right or okay. I mean, look at this devil right now on the page, and he's not. Same thing with that white woman. She probably lived her whole life. She probably told many of her friends. That story, and told it with a smile on her face. That's not something you tell. Go. That's not a story you tell with a smile on your face. It's not a story you tell kind of, she didn't stutter. There was no remorse in her heart. There wasn't something painful, and it was hard for her to bring it out. She didn't drop a tear. She didn't do none of that. She broke down the story verbatim with nothing in her heart towards that man she's seen it happen to. Why do you think that is? Start, but you got our people caping for him. Well, it was just those guys. She didn't do anything wrong. And you always got an excuse. Our people always have a sorry ass excuse. And I'm sorry I'm going on a rant. I'm almost done. Me and Mahar was talking to one of our friends, one of our Old Testament Israelite brothers. And he was like, do you think if we all band together, we could take over the nation or take over the U.S.? And I said, no. Absolutely not. I don't think we could. Why is that? Because we have our nation, our people have a problem with our people. You go out to war, you got your own brother gunning for you, because he's damn sure not going to look at the white man and say he did anything wrong. He's going to be looking at you, someone who looks just like himself. We can't even get organized crime down right. Organized crime should be some easy stuff. We can't even have organized crime. We always got to kill each other, and the white man is always right. And that's just a damn shame, and it's sad. It's just sad at the end of the day. I'm not gonna lie. This is exactly why 2/3 of our people has to go. That's just a fact. And it's a damn shame. But Salakia, you got it.
Salakia. I wanted to get in here and show these. You mentioned those postcards. I got this book right here. Let's see if I can get in there. Y'all see that?
Yeah, let me see if I can bring you up.
This book is called Without Sanctuary.
All right.
It's lynching photography in America. So we showed that woman earlier. You see these children in here. She's one of those children. You see a smile? Look at these people. Man, they look like an AI photo. They just soulless. But the postcard, this is a postcard. And it reads on the back, it says, this is the barbecue we had last night. My picture is to the left with a cross over it. Your son, Joe. It's a postcard, a greeting card. The mailman put this in the mailbox. And this is just, a few of the images. I mean, I don't even know if we can show some of these images on here without getting flagged. But yeah, there's people on Earth alive today that, experience this with their eyes. Now, we talk about it like it's hundreds of years ago. This was barely 100 years ago. Not even 100 years ago. Okay.
Hey, so like I was saying that these things need to be talked about, because we had an elder. He was like 60. What did he say? 61? 61 years old. We last Sabbath at the bus station.
Yes.
He still had questions. These questions, he was like, why did this happen? Why did that happen? Not knowing. This is why I said this is therapy for our people. This is things that we need to hear. We have these sores that have not been healed. They don't know why. They can't answer. He wouldn't be able to give his grandchild the answer for the questions that he had. He wouldn't be able to do it. So this is what our God has us out here doing. Healing our people. Letting them know that you have natural born enemies. People that hate you. Let me get the Ezekiel. 35:5.
This is Ezekiel 35, verse 5. Because thou hast a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
So they have a perpetual hatred for the children of Israel. They got videos on TikTok, like black folks like, why y'all hate us? Why y'all hate black people? Some of them know, some of them don't know. Some of them answer it, some of them can't answer it. Why they have a perpetual and ongoing and everlasting hatred towards us? Why do they hate us so bad? We don't have what the government officials of Israel came over and said in Atlanta and said that the black community is the number one threat against Israel while Israel's at war. How is the black community the number one threat of Israel? What are we doing that's causing the threat? We have no might in our hands. How are we still? We are a people that's been beat up and beat down. We got our women twerking in the streets, calling their man out of their name. We have been flipped upside down, turned inside out. What's that? The Willie Lynch letter. Let you know all it is that you need to know. But we still a threat. How are we still a threat, man? They have a perpetual hatred towards us. Raya, did you want to bring that out?
Salaki, I was on mute.
Con. Did you want to bring that out, King? You want me to bring it out?
Yeah, I can bring it out. I can go and do it. Yeah, this was my cousin Aaron Newman Jr. And this is the article. And he never got justice for his murder. He said, it is our stand that Aaron Newman was murdered and his body found placed in the swimming pool. I had spent the last, just his family. It was 3 years that time, and this was back in 2008. Spent the last investigating his murder. Most of what was found in circumstantial, but let's be to believe that was not an accidental death. Over the next few weeks and months, I will be sharing what I have found. It is my hope that those live in Chico County, Arkansas, will help with the investigation. And he still ain't got no justice. And it's 2024, and it's back in 2008. We still going through the same curses of Deuteronomy, from the same devil, we know Esau.
And our people still don't know. That's why, when we talk to that elder, 61 years old, he doesn't know. He doesn't think it can be that simple. He's like, it can't be that. You know what I'm saying? But he don't have an answer. But the answer that we gave him, it can't be that. But he don't have an answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, what is it then? You tell us then what it is. Why are we in this condition? Why do the nations hate us so bad? Why? Let's get Leviticus 26 and start at 14.
This is Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 14. But if ye will not hearken unto me, and will not do all these commandments, and if ye shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that ye will not do all my commandments, but ye break my covenant, I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning ague, that shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart, and ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it.
Your enemy shall eat it. Your enemy shall eat it. This is the face of your enemy right here. One of them. Right here. This is the face of one of your enemies. Your enemy shall eat it. So even though we would be able to bring this out to him and explain it, we could be able to show him pictures, show him videos, but would he accept it? He's not going to accept it, probably because he has some kind of hatred towards the Bible because of some kind of spiritual abuse that he had with the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Never able to come into the knowledge of the truth. He's not going to be able to get it. So, but you know what? That's okay, because it might not be for him. It might be for somebody that's listening to our conversation. But nevertheless, this is the reason why. And like I said, I went into a lot of different areas of conscious community, the Moore science community. I went to a lot of different areas, just like a lot of our brothers did, and was never able to find the answer of why we went through the things that we went through. Nobody ever explained it. They had all these other beautiful sayings and beautiful words that came out of their mouth, but they was never able to explain why we went through the situations that we went through and why are we still going through them. They never had an explanation for that. Never. I think the only thing that came close, and it was a far distance of a close, was the Moorish science, and they said they broke the treaty that was that they had signed with the Moors. They broke the treaty. That was it. But I'm telling you from my own personal experience, I ain't never seen it. You know what I'm saying? The Bible has given detailed explanation of why we are going through the suffering that we're going through, why the people are hating us, why people hate us. All right, let's get Exodus chapter 4 and verse 22.
This is Exodus chapter 4 and verse 22. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son, even my firstborn.
Israel is my son, even my firstborn. Come on.
And I say unto thee, let my son go, that he may serve me. And if thou refuse to let him go, behold, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn.
Right. So we are the Most High God's inheritance. We are his firstborn. Let me get Deuteronomy 7:6. This is why the people hate us, man. This is why the other nations despise us, man. Because they know through the spirit of who we are, either by record that they know for a fact or by through the spirit. I want to try to bring out another. It's an article. Lord willing, I'll be able to find it, man. But it talked about this college that every fact that the college brought out was never disputed as being wrong. So every fact or evidence that they brought out was always deemed as right. And some of the evidence that they brought out was showing how the black people in America were the Hebrews. They were Hebrews. I was like, that's tough. That's tough. But like I said, Lord willing, I'll be able to find that. But let's get that real quick.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. Deuteronomy 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Lord did not say.
That's all I want. So the Most High God said that we are a chosen people above all people on the face of the earth. Right? The people know this, man. They know this, like I said, through the spirit. They can tell. You hear Edomites here and there explaining why. Like, hey, man, I had this story. Dude was like, because of something that I did, he was like, this is why I think Christ was black. This is an Edomite that said that. You know what I'm saying? He was like, this is why I think Christ is black. He said this was years ago. So they know through the spirit, man. They know. Right? And they hate us. They hate us. But did their brother have anything? Go
ahead. I got this Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. I'm not going to read the whole chapter, but I am going to start at verse 1 to get some context. This is Solomon going over what the ungodly think about, essentially. It says, for the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright, our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy, neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. So this is the conscious and the mind of the ungodly, right? Spoken by Solomon, the wisest man to live. I'm going to jump down verse 12. I'm going to jump down to verse 10, actually. It says, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. This is what they say amongst themselves, right? A lot of this chapter, I believe, is directly associated with Edom, right? Let us oppress the poor righteous man, not spare the widow, nor show reverence to the ancient gray hairs of the age, right? It says, let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. What is that talking about? Their strength is in their justice system. Well, I mean, you know, I don't think he did nothing wrong. And they kind of let the cop go off. You know what I'm saying? The Zimmerman case, he slap on the back. A lot of cops get paid leave. You can kind of just get away with you can get away with murder in this place. That's their strength in the law of justice. And they kind of say, well, you know, we took it to court and justice was served. And that's the justice system. And you leave it up to the judge and the jury and the blah and the blah. But no, true justice is not being served. You just murdered somebody, right? But this is what they think in their heads, but it's not right, right? It says, verse 12, therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. So Esau knows this. The white man knows this. The African man knows this. The Asian man knows this. This is what they all think. They know that we are contrary unto their doing. This is why when we pop out to Christian events, they start itching. They can't handle it because they know we're contrary to their. What is their doing? Sin, hatred, blood. That's what the woman was singing about in the beginning. The land is filled with blood. That's spoken of in Nahum. And they know that we are contrary to that. This is why he said, let us lie in wait for the righteous, right? It says, he upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objecteth to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. They know we upbraid them with the offending of the law. You can't do that. We see a prime example in the New Testament with John the Baptist and Herod. What happened? John the Baptist told him, hey, you cannot have that woman. That will be a sin. That's off. What happened to him? She said, put his head on a platter. And John the Baptist was murdered. Right? So this is exactly what they think. This is their thoughts in their head. But they always got to cover it up as if they're not doing that, because they have to appear righteous. They have to. They got to make it out to where they're the superhero. If you don't believe me, go look at any movie ever. They are always the superhero. It can be a damn movie about an Asian man, and it's going to be a white man in there that's the hero. It can be a movie about a black man, and it's going to be a white man in there that's the hero. Hell, you can go look at all the Jesus movies. Every single one of them, white men. Every single one of them. This is exactly what they do. They have to be the superhero. I'm going to keep reading though. It says, he professeth to have the knowledge of God, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold. So this is exactly what's going into it. We love them, but they hate us. To them, we are grievous to even behold. We're grievous in their sight. They hate us with an everlasting hatred. It says, for his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. The fact that we have the covenant with the Most High God, they hate it. It's built into their system. It's built into them. They're hardwired that way. They were downloaded with that kind of software to where they can't stand it. They don't have to know verbatim what the hell going on, but something in their system is like, I hate him. Right? I'm going to jump down. To verse 18. It says, 17 actually. 16 actually. I'm sorry. I didn't jump down at all. It's just this whole chapter is nasty. It says, we are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He professeth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that God is his father. And this is exactly what we do. Word for word, bar for bar. This is exactly what we do. And they can't stand it. It says, let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the son of God, he will help him and deliver him from the hands of his enemies. What does this sound like? This sounds like Satan. When Satan went up to tempt Yahushua. This sounds like Satan. What else does it sound like? What did Satan do? He tempted him with riches. He tempted him with death. He tempted him with all kinds of things. What it looks like, it sounds like the white man as well. So when you hear it say the white man is the devil, here go the coons coming in. No, brother, the white man not the devil, brother. That's your brother in Christ. Huh? Let's keep reading. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. Let us condemn him with a shameful death, for by his own saying he shall be respected. This is how they see us. This is how they see us. This is what they want to do to us. And it's I was finna say it's sad. It's not sad. This is just how they were created, right? I'm gonna jump down to the very last verse, verse 24. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side do find it. So through envy of the devil, death came into this world. If you got ears to hear, we can go back to the garden and Adam and Eve. Through envy and hatred, because Adam was chosen. Through the envy of the other nations, they had to get him to fall. Same thing we read about in Judith. If we want this people to fall, we have to get them in sin. Through envy and jealousy, because we are the chosen people. We are chosen of God. We have the covenant with the Most High God. We have the glory of God. We have the promises, and they hate it because they do not have it, nor can they ever hopes to get it. Right? It says salvation in vain is hoped for from the top of the mountains. And this is exactly why they hate us. But Salakia, you got it.
God, brother was cooking. Brother was a chef in the kitchen. Hey,
Salakia.
brothers, you made a lot of good points, man. A lot of good points. I want to bring this out. This is Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 24. It says, wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses, and I will also make the pump of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. So the Most High God brought the worst of the heathens to us. And this is one of the things that Aharon is explaining. This is what we see. And if you can't see it, and if you got some brothers in here that's still cooning, they may watch this and they still don't believe, just check your last name. Write your last name out. You might have an Edomite's last name. And why do you have that Edomite's last name? Why are you still found in their hands? Why do you are still their possession, right? We still have evidence of being sold unto our enemies. There's still evidence on us. See what I'm saying? So that should be a clear indicator to see who we really are. We are a people that's been robbed and spoiled. We are a people that's been breached. We are a people that's been battered and bruised and that need healing. We need healing. Let me get this other scripture. Zion, let me get First Maccabees. As a matter of fact, you can just read it here. First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 43.
This is First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 43. They said one to another, let us restore the decayed fortune of our people, and let us fight for our people in the sanctuary. Verse 44. Then was the congregation gathered together, that they might be ready for battle, and they might pray, and ask mercy and compassion.
So this is what we're doing. We're restoring the decayed state of our people. We're out here trying to restore our people, bringing them together, explaining them to who they are. This counsel, this therapy, this us going over these scriptures, us seeing these videos is needed. And I pray brothers and sisters see that. This is needed. This is absolutely needed. We need to be restored. We need to be healed. We are trying to restore the decayed state of our people. I want to finish out this video unless brother got a precepts. Any brother got any precepts?
So, like, a quick comment.
Go ahead.
You mentioned the last name. You got a lot of Jake. Well, most Jake, they take a lot of pride in their last name. That's how you see we've lost our identity. Their identity is in that name, and they look at, they're proud of their family when they say that name. They put it on T-shirts, but they don't sit and think about where the name came from.
Yeah, that's a destroyed people, man. And that's why the Most High God raised up men to show them that thing that you're glorifying, the thing that you're glorifying isn't glorious, isn't good.
That's right.
Because you are somebody's property. You are another man's property, not your father's, not your grandfather's. So let's finish this video up.
Studied your history, and you did not take over this country by singing "We Shall Overcome." You did not gain control of the world like you have it now by dealing fairly with a man and keeping your word. You're treaty breakers, you're liars, you're thieves, you rape entire continents and races of people. Then you wonder why these very people don't have any confidence or trust in you. Your religion means nothing. Your law is a farce, and we see it every day. You demonstrated it in Alabama. And I can say you because you're part of the whole system. You profit from it. In fact, you make your living from it. You couldn't walk around and talk to people, stand up in your pulpit on Sunday and preach nice little songs and say, now we're going to give thanks to the Lord for he is good and old Jesus be among us. As far as we're concerned, your Jesus is contaminated, just like everything else you tried to force upon us is contaminated. Well, so you can have him. And here's what I'll say. I wish you would follow Jesus like we followed him. Because if you did that, then we'd be in charge tomorrow.
Tough. Brother made a lot of strong points. But nevertheless, I only got a few more scriptures. So these videos are necessary and needed so that we can get healed, so we can be, properly suited, because we see so many, we got brothers making videos. It can be a nonstop video of just how destroyed the relationship between the man and the woman is. The relationship between the father and the mother, the children, the household, it's just completely, utterly destroyed, man. I mean, it's like, I know a brother that he's like, he specializes in relationships, and Lord willing, that brother hears me, because, we do talk. He's a leader over a camp. And if he hears me, man, I want to continuously encourage that brother to always teach on that, because that's something that we need. Our people are so destroyed that that topic will never be old. It will never go out of style, because we need it. You know what I'm saying? Not until Yahushua returns, and then, prophecies will be fulfilled. But let me get my last scripture. Let's get the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 24. Book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 24. So, Lord willing, I want to end this with some words of encouragement. And if any brother got anything they want to add to this, feel free. Just jump on in, Salakia. And so we're going to rock out with Baruch 4 and 24.
Baruch chapter 4, verse 24. Like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity.
So just the same way the neighbors of Israel, they saw us go into captivity. Go ahead.
So shall they see shortly your salvation from our God, which shall come upon you with great glory.
So the same way they saw us, the same nations that seen us go into captivity, is going to be the same nations see us leave this captivity. They're going to see us have the strangeness of our salvation. They're going to witness that, right? So I wanted to leave y'all with that hope, because it is a beautiful thing to have hope. It gives you strength. So I want to encourage brothers and sisters to keep enduring, keep pushing, keep striving, keep pushing in the ministry that you're in. Man, because the Most High God, He's sending His only begotten Son to relieve us from this horrible hell that we're in, right? And does any brother got any precepts they want to finish?
No, sir.
God, man. So with that, we're going to end it by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahushua. Y'all stay blessed, Israel. Keep your head up. Keep pushing. Keep speaking blessings over yourselves, man. Very, very important. Speak blessings over yourselves. No curses, man. So with that, we're going to say Shalom, Barakatah. Peace and blessings.
Shalom, Barakatah.
Shalom, Barakatah.
Shalom, Barakatah.